Grade 8 learners. Welcome to my channel. I am Miss Julie, your science teacher. For today's lesson, you will learn the physical change in terms of the arrangement and motion of atoms and molecules. It targets most specifically the following objectives. Number 1, it differentiates physical from chemical change in matter. Number 2, it enumerates and discusses the different physical phase change in matter such as evaporation, condensation, melting, freezing, sublimation, and deposition. And lastly, it illustrates how phase change in matter are affected by change in temperature at molecular level. But before we proceed on our lesson, let us know first these following reminders. Utilize the use of comment section to answer or ask questions. And use appropriate words when chatting in the comment section. So, are you excited for a fun learning session? I hope so. So, for today's lesson, we will discuss the changes of matter. Matter exists most commonly in three phases, namely solid, liquid, and gas. When energy is added or released, matter can change phase. Phase change refers to a change from one state of matter to another state. Example, from liquid to solid, and from liquid to gas. There are two types of changes in matter, the physical change and the chemical change. So let us discuss this one by one. Physical change defined as observable changes. It is a changes in state or appearance without changing its original composition. Example, if you cut the paper into smaller pieces, the composition of the paper remains the same. So we have different list of evidences for us to determine that this material is a physical change. So, one is the change in size, shape, or form. Example, powdered tablet. Another, crumpled paper. So, as you observe, parehas pa rin sila ng kanilang composition. The only thing that is changing is the size, the shape, and form. Next one is the change in state. So, example, meron tayong tubig. Pwede siyang magbago ng state into solid or into gas kung mag-undergo siya ng iba't ibang proseso such as freezing or solidification. If you change water into solid, it will become ice. If you change water into gas, it will become vapor or water vapor. Third evidence for physical change is that the change is reversible. Example, from solid chocolate to melted chocolate. From liquid fruit juice, pwede siyang maging solid fruit popsicles. So, pwede mo siyang maibalik sa kanyang original na itsura. Okay? Nang walang nagbabago sa kanyang composition, the only thing that is different between these two is magkaiba sila ng state. But, still, parehas pa din ang kanyang composition. Okay? Change of matter is a chemical change. A chemical change is a transformation of one or more substances into new substance with new properties. Meaning, there is a chemical reaction that happens in a substance. That's why it forms another properties and another substance or new substance. So, we have 8 evidences to identify that these substances undergo chemical change. First one is the change of color. As you observe in the illustration or picture, From a clean metal, it turned into a rusty metal. The oxygen from the air reacts with metal that forms rust. Second one, forming of precipitate. Another one, forming of bubbles or gases. Another example for forming of bubbles or gases is a combination of vinegar and baking soda. Okay, so there is a chemical change that happened. That's why it forms gases, particularly carbon dioxide, and a bubbles. Ang tawag doon ay chemical reaction. The next one, production of heat or light. Another one, this change is irreversible. Meaning, hindi mo na siya po pwedeng ibalik pa sa kanyang original na itsura. Example, raw egg to cooked egg. So, pag naluto mo na yung itlog, hindi na siya pwedeng ibalik pa sa hilaw na itlog. Irreversible ang changes niya. Another example would be the lighted matchsticks. Okay? The next one is the change of odor, change of composition, and lastly, the decomposition of organic matter. So, what is a phase change? Phase change is a change from one state of matter to another state. So, meaning it undergoes different process for you to be able to change one state to another state, such as solid to liquid or vice versa, liquid to gas, vice versa, solid to gas or gas to solid. What happens during phase change? So, it forms endothermic and exothermic. Okay? So, endothermic, from the word endo means inside, thermic or thermal means temperature. The system absorbs energy from its surroundings, so the energy goes in. So, what will happen during endothermic? Matter changes caused by heat. When heat is added to an object, the temperature increases and its molecule begin to move faster. So, meaning, it causes to increase the kinetic energy. When molecules start to move faster, they start to move apart, naghihiwalay, as a resulting of melting, sublimation, and evaporation. Another one is exothermic. Exo means external or outside. Thermic or thermal means temperature. So, exothermic is the system release energy to its surroundings, so the energy goes out, lumalabas. So, what happens during exothermic? Matter changes caused by cold. When heat is being released from an object, lumalabas, the temperature decreases and its molecule begin to slow down, bumabagal kasi malamig na yung temperature o mababa na yung temperature. When molecules start to slow down, they also start coming together. So, nagdidikit-dikit. Okay? As resulting of freezing, deposition, and condensation. Alright, so basically, we have 6 phases of matter. Okay, as I've said before, that the phase change occur only on the 3 common states of matter, which are the solid, liquid, and gas. So here, the red arrow are the phases under the endothermic, and the blue arrow represents as the phases under the exothermic. So the first process we have is melting. So melting is the phase change wherein it transforms from solid to liquid. Example, melted ice. So here, heat is the easiest energy used to change the physical state. The atoms from the liquid have more energy than the solid. There is a special temperature for every substance called melting point. When the solid reaches its melting point, it can become liquid. The reverse of melting is called freezing. Liquid becomes solid when it loses energy. Example is ice cream. From liquid form ice cream to solidified ice cream. So the next phase would be vaporization. It is a transition from liquid to gas. Example, when you use acetone or alcohol. So what will happen to alcohol? So halimbawa gumamit ka ng alcohol, mabilis siya nag-evaporate o mabilis siya natutuyo sa kamay mo. Why? When vaporization occurs at a surface, it is called evaporation. When it is occurred throughout the liquid, it is called as boiling. When a liquid substance turns into gas, it requires a lot of energy. Once it can direct energy into molecules, they will start to vibrate. When they start to vibrate, they can escape the limitation of liquid environment that changes its state to gas. Example, boiling of water. Nag-evaporate din yan. Or it forms vapor, water vapor. Okay? So, the next process is condensation. Okay? This is a transition from gas to liquid. Example, water vapor. Okay? Changes into dewdrops. Ayan, kagaya na nakikita nyo sa picture. So, when the substance reaches the condensation point, it becomes to liquid. Another process we have is the sublimation. Sublimation is a transition from solid to gas. Example, dry ice. Dry ice is a solid carbon dioxide. When you leave carbon dioxide out in a room, it just turns into gas. Another example for the sublimation is albatross. Yung ginagamit na pampabango sa CR. Or naphthalene balls. Ito yung ginagamit ng mga matatandang pampabango sa loob ng cabinet or aparador. Okay? And the last process or phases would be deposition. Deposition is a transition from gas to solid without going through the liquid state of matter. Example, frost. Okay? Ano yung frost? Ito yung yelong makikita sa ibabaw ng mga dahon. Mostly, nakikita to sa mga malalamig na lugar. Those frost crystal in plant is built up when water vapor in the air becomes solid on the leaves of the plant. So, thank you for listening. Stay healthy, stay safe, stay home. Sana marami kayong natutunan. Bye!